Yo, what's up, party people? I hope all is well with y'all today. Tapping in, I want to share a little bit. Earlier today, somebody I was semi-cool with, that I have mutual artist colleagues in common with, they hit me up today to chastise me and to tell me that they were disappointed in me, and they accused me of hypocrisy for the fact that, I'm selling this, prints and shirts. And I said, I'm trying to monetize the situation. So anyways, that's that opinion. But what I want to say is that I'm here to monetize my art. It's not about monetizing a situation. I made the art. I took time to make the art. I felt it when I made it. So I'll sell it. In the history of my art, I have criticized a lot of people through my artwork. Now, I'm not even talking about my music, but just in my artwork, I've criticized the Bush administration, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. I've criticized Reagan, the fake breakdancer from Australia. I've criticized Hulk Hogan. I've criticized a lot of different people, famous people, and held a mirror up to it. I always try to do it in a way where it's like, I try to find a point that I think that is unique a unique perspective that I have to offer on for my critique. I don't ever just go after somebody because I don't like them. I've criticized the MAGA movement. I've criticized the Feel the Burn movement. I've got a lot of art, if y'all go check it out, you'll see. Now, obviously, that's not the only thing I use my art to do is to, first off, it's satire. You got to see the satire in it. That's the point. So it's like humor. Humor is a high form of intelligence, and also humor helps us process more information, especially heavier information. So humor will be a great tool. I don't ever make things with the intent to offend. I don't do shit just to offend people. That's never been an interest to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of person. But if I got to hold a mirror up and point some shit out, through my art that I think is wrong, I will do that. And then also I've praised a lot of artists in my art too. And, I make the art, I sell it. A lot of stuff ends up as shirts, a lot of stuff, some of the crazy stuff, the edgy stuff, and then even some of the brighter, the more, lighter things, I guess you could say. Like even you can see right now, I'm wearing this shirt that I made from an art piece tributing Isaac Hayes, the great Isaac Hayes, who also, in addition to being an incredible musician, of the 70s, groundbreaking artist, was also the voice of South Park. I mean, so you got to kind of think of maybe some of the art that you see that I put out, that if it does rub you the wrong way, it's kind of like South Park or something like that. You can't take it too serious. You can't take yourself too serious. I don't take myself that serious. So, within my art repertoire, you have pieces that also, and that I've transferred to shirts. You've got pieces celebrating people like Isaac Hayes, Frida Kahlo, Marvin Gaye, Robin Williams, a lot of different people. KRS-One, Bradley Nowell of Sublime, Mac Dre, a lot of different people. I've also made art and made shirts for the art that celebrate lesser known people who are local, people who are just my friends, people who are talented artists in their own right that are virtually, unknown outside of, maybe a very small community, but they're important to me and they're a part of my story. So that's the purpose of a lot of my artwork too, is to tell a story, whether it's to, kind of tell you something about me in some way. It's never just to do something because I think that it's going to like be clickbait or amass attention or something. There has to be something about it that has to do with what I'm trying to communicate about me, my life, my perspective, and a specific viewpoint that maybe I don't see explored or touched upon in some way. So, and that's how I do my thing. I don't ever just go after like figures just to go after it. I have to find some kind of like artistic story to tell, or something that's like, that's I don't know, just some kind of point that I feel like the like a unique perspective that I have on the thing that I can make. I've also made a lot of art that like explores some of my psychic visions, dreams, interpreting dreams through making art, even some art that is like explores specific events in my personal life. I've done that too. So, it's all about telling a story. I look at I don't ever just focus on like one piece of art. Like one piece of art's going to be the biggest thing. I look at it all like, here's a story, like a body of work. And I always try to like imagine that like, one day I ain't going to be on this planet no more. And, we think this type of way. And if somebody were to hypothetically go and discover all my art, once I'm gone, if they go through all the pieces, they can learn about me and my life and see a story there. It's a body of work. But yeah, to the notion of being hypocritical or trying to monetize my art, sell my art. First off, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been blessed. It's been a blessing to do it. But anybody, who has been like going as hard as I've been going for as long as I've been doing it, when it comes to art and music, will tell you there ain't no money in this. It ain't about no money. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things you couldn't pay me to do, even if I could do it. I turn down stuff all the time because there's more to it for me than money or being paid or popularity. Money and popularity are fleeting. So that's my conversation. All right, let's keep that point going. So, there's more to it. There's way more to it. And I mean, like at the end of the day though, like let's say if I was just really like on my grizzly with this, my job, because I mean I do go at this every single day. I work on all kinds of stuff. This right here ain't the make or break. This one piece don't define me. I'm always working on stuff, and I'm always trying to push it and sell it, you know what I'm saying? And spread the message, spread the word, tell the story, okay? I'm a dad, first off. I'm a grown ass man too, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a wife. It takes time to do this shit. So like somebody's going to try and put me down for trying to make money off my honest art, my hard work that I put in. It's kind of wild, you know what I'm saying? So I got to put that out there because I put that out there, just to clear the air and to let it be known, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I don't know, man. And the thing too about this particular person who reached out to me in this type of way, and I don't want to go into them too much, but you think that some people would know better, especially people who are involved in art and art, in communities of artists and people who do this shit and to know the sacrifice and the hard work it takes to do shit and to not, like we're happy to get a pat on the back. That's what, like, I'm the type of artist, I'm happy to get like props, pat on the back, like, man, that's what's up, see a smile on somebody's face. Like that's, the kind of fuel that I get, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you think that certain people that mature adults would be able to reason these things, that even if you don't like it, okay, even if you don't like my message, if you don't like what it is or whatever, but just to try and, you know, you don't have to agree with me. You know, you don't have to agree with my viewpoint. But first off, this is satire. Okay, this is it's my satire that I came up with. So don't take it don't take it so serious. It's not that serious. It really isn't. Two, it's just like, I don't even know, bro. Shit's just hella crazy. It really is just super duper wild. But, you know, and I know that, like, my friends and people who understand, they get it. But even still, I want to speak even to y'all because I feel like it could be insightful. So, yeah, I mean, look, I don't have to defend my art necessarily. Some art is for people, some art isn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm me personally, even though I have like an opinion about it and a perspective, and it comes from a strong place, I'm not mad at anybody who thinks differently, you know, like that's what's up, you know, like you're allowed to feel how you feel about it and think what you want to think about it. I understand why you think the way you think, you know what I'm saying? Some people, there's always the extremes on both ends. Some people are just straight up, haters, and some people are just straight, you know, cultified in their mind. But, you know, that's different. You know, that's not what this is about. Okay. It's just about me making my art, sharing my viewpoint. You know, here's the other, aspect of one of the reasons that intrigued me to make this piece. Okay, so it wasn't just about the rapper. Okay, it wasn't just about that. It was also to shine a light on these figures like Epstein, Hitler, Trump, and to shine a light on how they have a grip on our consciousness and how they have a grip on our conversation, how they have a grip on the way we think, and how they want to have a grip on the way we think. And like, you know, for instance, like we'll even just start with Hitler, for instance, you know, like, I mean, as a kid growing up in the 90s, growing up in the Bay Area, listening to hip hop, I never fathomed that one day I would find a section of people celebrate him. Like when Kanye came out and started promoting Hitler and the Nazism, I just never thought that would be something that would ever be put out there. And even as extreme as as people who are in our senses know it is, you know, I was still surprised, like, to find that people like vibe with that. You know, that people and not even just like not racist, not the stereotypical racist type, but like black folk, brown folk, all kinds of different people. It's like, what the fuck? Even if it's just a small section of people, and it speaks to something. It speaks to something, and that's what the next part is. So when you look at somebody like Hitler, even the other two, right? But let's just use Hitler as an example because he's deceased, right? Or I guess supposedly is Epstein deceased or not? I don't know. But for sure, you know, I think that we can agree that probably Hitler is dead. Even if he also faked his death and all that shit too, because that's what these people be doing, right? But look, you have to understand that these people weren't just idiots. They weren't even just greedy idiots either. You know, they're portrayed a certain kind of way, but you have to understand that these people are mass manipulators. So they have an understanding of how the psychology of a mass group of people work, and they want to have complete control of the human mind. And their will to control mass groups of people, somebody like Hitler, he was so freaking powerful that even in death, way after the fact you know, way after World War II, it still is gripping people's psyches, and even more so, even to the point where it's like people in communities outside of this, again, the stereotypical racist Ku Klux Klan type of community, that in hip hop, that we got to sit there and debate or you know, ponder Hitler, you know, and think about, you know, what did he contribute and what didn't he contribute and all this kind of shit too. So, and I've seen other people kind of do it too, not just Kanye. There have been other people like use that Hitler imagery and swastika imagery and shit like that. So, you got to understand that these people, these figures like Epstein, Trump, Hitler, they know the human mind. Their business is mass control, is mass mind control, is mass manipulation, is having mass influence, is having their feelers all over the place, is being able to penetrate into the psyche so powerfully that even in death, they can have influence in our planet and in our society, in our communities. And that's what the game has always been. And, you know, I haven't drawn, well, actually, I take that back. I have drawn Trump before. I've drawn him a few times, actually. Like, you know, he's in one of my animations, you know what I'm saying? And not in a flattering way, okay? Like, you know, shining a light on the bullshit too. I've also drawn him in like buttons and shit too. I've done a lot of the politicians and presidents too, you know what I'm saying? Like shining a light and exposing across all the political divides of Democrat, Republican. I've criticized a lot of them in my art. So anyways, but you know, I haven't overdone it with Trump, because a lot of people like have gone at Trump hella tough. So I don't like to be repetitive. Also, I don't like to do what other people are doing, especially like if I don't feel like I can bring a nuance to it, you know what I'm saying? And it's overdid. So I'll look in other places at other figures and other things, you know what I'm saying? But I have wanted to kind of draw him and really like show his figure, okay? And the same thing with Epstein. I've wanted to draw him for a minute too, to show his figure and to show his grip on our psyche and the influence of the times. Okay, I've wanted to show him in that kind of light. I just hadn't figured what to do with it. Because that's the thing you got to think about, is that when we as a collective, you know, in the world experience these types of people and these figures, like right now, like we don't even know like the true effects. We can't even completely comprehend where all of this shit is going to lead. But you know, it's almost like it's almost too much at once, even like with somebody like Epstein, you know what I'm saying? So these people, they did what they came here to do, and what they set out to accomplish, they fucking did that shit. You know, Epstein, Trump, Hitler and shit, they changed shit forever, you know, for the bad. So I've wanted to kind of show that, you know, we don't even know how far this Epstein shit gonna go. So that's also my other reason for why I drew this piece, this satirical piece. But yeah, you know, it's to show the grip that these figures have on the times and on the people, all the way down to where it is in our hip hop. And I'm hip hop. I care about hip hop. That's my lane. That's my language. That's what I do. So that's where I come into it. That's where I speak on the shit. So, and as always, it's a nonconformist type of vibration. It's always my own thinking and my own perspective on it. So yeah, this is just one piece in the repertoire. It's not the make or break. You know what I'm saying? But I went in on it, didn't I? I went in on that shit, didn't I? So yeah, you can get the shirt. It's on my website. You can hit me up for prints. I got tons of other shirts and art pieces and stuff too. And it's, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You just got to go peep game. But your boy, Señor Gigio, I speak for me. Okay. And, yeah, let's see. What else am I going to say? Oh yeah. Ain't nobody doing shit just for money or to, you know, if you think your boy is hypocritical, I really, then that's cool. We don't have to be cool. We don't have to be cool. Ain't no basic thinking over here. Okay. I don't think that I'm right 100% of the time. I don't pretend to be. And also, it's all good. You know, I know that not everything is for everybody either. Obviously, I know that doing what I do as Señor Gigio, that my shit ain't for everybody, and I don't try to make it for everybody. And specifically, another thing I'm gonna say too is I do not try to make it for children or for kids, or go tell parents that their kids should fuck with my shit. And at times there have been parents with their kids at my art booths looking through my art, and I've said, hey, you know, just know there's some mature things in there. You should be careful. It's not for kids. So, all right, y'all. That's my piece for now, and I appreciate y'all. God bless. Peace.